They say that when the sun goes down, the world changes. Most of the time, the shadows are just shadows. But every once in a while, they hold a story that reminds us why we've been afraid of the dark since we were children. Tonight, I'm sharing 2 true experiences where the line between safety and a nightmare disappeared in an instant. These are true accounts of people who followed their instincts just in time. Let's start with our first story. 2 years ago, a driver was heading home late from a family reunion. It was a long, winding road with trees so thick they seemed to crowd the pavement. About 45 minutes in, a heavy exhaustion hit. There were no gas stations, no bright lights, just forest. So, they made a choice. They pulled off the road, onto the long grass, and hid the car behind a wall of thick bushes. They checked the clock. 11:22 p.m. They locked the doors and fell into a deep sleep. At 11:50 p.m., a sound pulled them toward the surface of sleep. Scritch, scritch, scritch. It was faint, like a dry fingernail catching the metal of the door. But they were so tired that their brain made an excuse. It's just a branch, they thought. Just the wind. They drifted back into the haze. Then came 12:40 a.m. The sound was back, but this time, it was steady, purposeful. Scritch, scritch, scritch. They sat perfectly still, heart hammering. A branch doesn't scratch a car for 10 minutes straight without a breeze. Looking in the rearview mirror, they caught a glimpse of a dark shape, a person darting away from the side of the car and vanishing into the trees. They scrambled into the driver's seat and floored it. Just 100 yards up the road, they saw another car ditched on the shoulder, its door flung wide open. And in the mirror, they saw a man come sprinting around the corner, charging toward them, shouting for them to get out. They didn't stop. They realized later that the man hadn't just stumbled upon them. He had been there since 11:22 p.m., walking circles around the car, scratching at the glass, waiting for the door to open. Our second story takes us away from the lonely roads and onto a quiet city street. A few years ago, a coach was walking to her bus stop at 5 a.m. It was misty and cold. She was eating a banana, preoccupied with a trivial thought, whether to get coffee before or after her commute. As she reached a dimly lit corner, a tall man in a black mask stepped out of an alley. Before she could even process it, he was pointing a cold, heavy object at her. He shouted for her to put her bags down. Her heart was racing, her hands still smelling like the banana she'd been eating. "Okay," she whispered. "I'm putting them down." He ordered her toward the dark alleyway. "Get on the ground," he barked. She obeyed, her mind spinning, trying to talk her way out. "My stuff is right there," she told him. "Please, just take it." But he didn't want her things. He got over her, looking at her closely. In that moment, she felt a terrifying shift. She was dressed in baggy coaching clothes, but as he looked at her, he realized she was a woman. He stood up and pointed deep into the dark, dirty alley. "Come with me," he said. She remembered the warnings in the neighborhood about dangerous people. Her internal voice screamed, "Do not go down that alley." So, she used the only tool she had. She talked. "I'm coming," she called out. "I'm following you." The man believed her. He turned his body toward the shadows for just 1 second. That was her moment. She took a deep breath, tucked her head, and sprinted. She heard a high-pitched wailing sound before she realized it was her own voice screaming for help. She ran for 7 blocks before making it back home. An hour later, the alley was empty. The only thing left was a banana peel browning on the ground. A small, surreal reminder of the moment her life almost changed forever. Both of these stories remind us of the same thing. Danger doesn't always announce itself with a roar. Sometimes, it's just a scratch on a door or a shadow in an alley. Our instincts are the oldest survival tools we have. Always listen when they speak. I share stories like these every night. Calm accounts of the strange, the unsettling, and the moments that keep us alert in the dark. If you find comfort in exploring these shadows together, stay close, and I'll see you for the next one.